It's Monday, January 5th, 2026, and this is episode 350 of You Can Bet on That. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Can Bet on That, a podcast for the recreational gambler. I'm a rhinestone cowboy.
And I'm Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike, Happy New Year.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Did you have a good holiday?
Real good holiday. You saw the video of our Christmas celebration with my mom.
Yeah, and you singing karaoke, singing I'm a rhinestone cowboy.
And, I don't know. I didn't even try to do it like Glenn Campbell. It was more like Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
Right? Anchorman?
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like,
it was good. We were laughing like crazy. We thought it was fun. Your mom seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's great. She likes doing it. So my sister breaks out the karaoke and we have fun with that. So
you'll have to put that as a link.
Yeah, maybe I'll post it. I'll think about it.
Yeah, it was good. You post it.
Maybe just the audio.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, well, new year. And of course, the big news that everybody's talking about is finally, we've been talking about this almost the entire run of You Can Bet on That. The IRS has raised the threshold for W-2Gs when it comes to slot machines, bingo, that kind of thing. It has been $1,200 for half a century.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they have raised it to $2,000. Now, not to sound ungrateful, because this is very good news, but really, it should have been at least $5,000.
You would think 5,000.
And more like 7,500 if you take, really, 50 years. If you compare, $1,200 50 years ago to now. But anyway, this is good news. $2,000 now, the threshold for W-2Gs. Vital Vegas posted something on Twitter, and he was getting this, I believe, from a casino worker. So I don't know how accurate this is, but this worker said that about 2/3 of the W-2Gs that the casinos fill out for players fall between the $1,200 and $1,999 range. So if that's true, then the amount of W-2Gs that the casino is going to have to issue now should go down by 2/3.
That's actually good news for the casino.
Oh, for sure.
Think about how much paperwork that is.
Oh, yeah. They hate it just as much as players do. Now, will they be laying off slot runners because they won't be issuing as many W-2Gs? I guess that might be a downside. But no, this is good news.
There's still a lot of work for them because there's always people with issues with their machine or questions or things like that.
Who knows? Those two jobs might be separate in some places. They might be combined in others. But anyway, very good news. Keep in mind that you still are responsible for paying taxes on all your winnings. You just won't be issued the W-2G unless it's $2,000 or more on a slot machine or video poker.
Yeah, so use your own discretion whether to let the government know that you won that $1,400 or not.
Let's encourage people to, although, we're also going to need to navigate this new big, beautiful law where you can only deduct 90% of your losses from your winnings at the end. That's a whole other thing that's still out there. We've already talked about it on the show. I won't belabor it. It won't affect most of us because most of us are recreational gamblers and have a net loss for the year anyway. But
right. I think what it's really going to affect is people who play tournament poker.
Or poker in general. Or sports bettors. It's that's the thing.
Bettors
again, I don't want to go over this over and over, but sports bettors, the way the IRS looks at it is in terms of sessions. Let's say you're playing dollar video poker, $5 a pull, right? You lose your first hand, and then on your second hand, you get two pairs, so you get $10. So you've won a total of $5, you've lost a total of $5. Is that considered your wins and losses? Well, no. Luckily, the IRS doesn't get down to that final level, but they do insist on sessions. So if you, let's say, have a session on Monday where you won $100 and you have a session on Tuesday where you lost $100, well, then yes, you're supposed to pay on $10 worth because you won 100 and you lost. I hate the idea of sessions. It's really hard when you become a sports bettor. What's a session? A week of NFL games? What if you're making future bets? Anyway, you saw how upset I was when we were at Podcasters After Dark about this, and I'm still worked up.
Well, how about this, Mark? If you're a sports bettor, you can basically make a bet every single day of the year.
Of course.
So, in that sense, maybe I defined a session as the year.
That's the way I would do it, but the IRS won't go for that. But you're absolutely right.
Why not? That's my session. 1 year I played every day.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, Mike.
365. I work every day.
For me, a session is my entire life of gambling. Right. That's my session. But they've got to break it down by years for the IRS.
Yeah.
All right. This is good news. The limit was raised for W-2Gs.
They upped it, but did they keep up with current times? Probably not.
We did get an email from listener Kevin, who lives in Illinois. He said he got an email from Caesars Entertainment stating that in Illinois, the taxable threshold is still $1,200. So he would get a W-2G if it was over $1,200. Now, I don't understand that because a W-2G is a federal tax form. Yes, state tax boards do rely on federal tax forms for certain things, but the new W-2Gs are going to say $2,000 on the back in the instructions. So will that mean that he has to declare the W-2G on only a state and not federal, or both? Anyway, we don't know. That's an email we got from Kevin. He got that from Caesars in Illinois. This seems strange to me. I'm not going to pretend like I know. Check with your accountant.
Yeah, that's a bit confusing.
Yeah. Anyway, good news. Let's move on. Last week, I was playing at a mixed poker game at Sequan. Normally, the game is at Hamul. During the holidays, some players weren't available and staffing and everything. But one of the players, Paul, who listens to the show, hi, Paul, he set up a game at Sequan, and this went very well. One thing, though, that caught my attention, I'm looking at all the screens on the wall. They're showing some college football, but they're not showing the NFL game. This was a Saturday night, and the Ravens were playing the Packers.
Yes.
Not on any of the screens. And, I was asking about it, and no, they don't have it here. This was a game that was exclusively on Peacock, NBC's streaming service.
Now, don't even get me started on this, how games are on, Peacock and Amazon Prime and all kinds of
stuff. That's capitalism, Dr. Mike.
That is capitalism.
Yeah.
I mean, I like capitalism, but I'm not fond of that aspect. Even though I have all those channels and I am able to watch it, I just feel like it discriminates against people who maybe can't afford to have all those channels.
It's
and that's...
Send a sternly worded letter, Dr. Mike.
Oh, believe me, I have. The NFL hears from me regularly.
Well, your complaint is related to what I'm talking about here. The game was not on. They did not have Peacock at Sequan.
That's understandable. It's a casino, Mark. They're barely struggling. All they can get is over-the-air stuff. They got a huge antenna out on the...
I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're so cheap. Now, it's not like a lot of games are on Peacock this season, right? This might have been a one-off. Right. But still, the screens, it's got all these sports. They can't afford to pay for this one game for Peacock. How much could it really be? Now, I really don't know behind the scenes. It might not have been just a matter of cost. And these public places, casinos, bars, they do have to pay more, obviously, for the streaming services than just a home. So I don't know the behind the scenes. Maybe it wasn't possible. Maybe they have some contract with some... I don't know. But without telling us, it just seems like they were being cheap.
Yeah, well, here's the clincher, though. Didn't you tell me that they had a promotion based on the game?
That's the best part. The poker room always has promotions going on during NFL games, and this was no exception. What they would do is, like every touchdown or every score or something, they dump a bunch of money into a pot at a table. So nobody knew what was happening. They just come, well, there's been another touchdown, so we're going to go to table 11. That's it. Nope. Yeah. Unless they're watching on their phones.
Right.
So, yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
They should have just said, well, After third overtime, there's no score.
Yeah, really. So we don't have to do anything. Again, I don't know behind the scenes, but for now, I'm just thinking Saquon's cheap. They didn't bother to pay whatever it was for one game. And that might have been their rationale. It's one game. Who cares?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care. And that might have been their rationale.
Not that many people are going to be offended. Yeah. Lynn just came downstairs. She's going to take a picture of me. If you could see this, you would really love it. I'm sitting back next to the computer with a couple of chairs, one propping my feet up, and I'm wearing a blanket that has, sleeves in it.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever they call that.
Yeah,
yeah. And it's a big Mountain Dew can.
Oh, on the design on the slanket.
Yeah. And I'm laying back. I look like a big Mountain Dew can with headphones.
Yeah, take a picture of that. Send it to everybody.
It's kind of the large bottle of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, the extra large. Well, no one can drink that much Mountain Dew.
That's ridiculous.
We got a nice email from listener Marie from Canada. We originally met Marie when she was down with her family at Harris RingCon, Harris, Southern California. Anyway, I'm just going to kind of paraphrase her email here. She said, checking in after hearing Dr. Mike's call to action for people we haven't heard from in a while.
Thank you, Marie.
She said no gambling trips to America recently due to the trade wars, etc., but she recently won over $10,000 at one of the Niagara Falls casinos. And the nice thing is Canadians don't have to pay taxes on gambling winnings. There's your solution.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. You're taking a risk, you're having some fun. It'd be like having to pay taxes because I went to a concert. Depending on how you rated it, like, well, that was really worth it. I really had a good time. Okay, you owe $20 in taxes. Something like that. Oh, I didn't really care for that concert. Okay, $5. You didn't have a good time.
Yeah, we did. Marie goes on to say that it even applies to cruise ships. She got a hand pay on a cruise ship recently, and as soon as they checked her citizenship, they told her no taxes.
Oh, gosh. It's great to be Canadian.
She did have a secondhand story about charging gambling to your ship account credit card on cruises. So again, this wasn't her, but she heard this from like a cruise ship influencer and happened to them. Apparently, if you need cash on a cruise, and this wouldn't apply to every cruise line, but on the one he was on, you can use your ship account credit card, but there's a 3% service charge. That's if you want cash, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like a cash advance at a ATM in a casino.
Yeah, right, using your credit card. However, you can use your ship account credit card on a slot machine to directly deposit money onto that machine without the 3% charge. Right? You just want to go gamble. But if you cash out right away, the cruise might assume you're using the slot machine as an ATM to avoid the 3% service charge. So, you load it on to the machine and then you cash out after just a few spins or whatever. That's the way I understood the story. So it's just something to be aware of because this person, they actually approached him and, hey, you can't do that, or they banned him. I don't know what the additional details were, but it's just something to watch out for.
Why would they think so negatively? Why would they think that people would scheme and try and avoid a 3% charge or book 2 rooms so they could get the free play from both places? I mean, they just assume we're all bad, Mark.
Yeah. I'm going to guess that's a rhetorical question because I'm not very good at recognizing rhetorical questions. So I'm going to assume, I'm also going to assume it might be sarcasm. Again, sometimes I'm not real good at that.
Could be either of those
Either or both, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you set the system up like that, then expect people to take advantage.
They're just taking advantage of it. They're not doing anything wrong.
We're not all idiots.
Well, great to hear from you, Marie. Thank you for the email.
Yes. And Marie, please email us back. I would like to know about all these great benefits Canada offers.
Are you thinking of moving?
Yeah. It's not that far a move for me, Mark.
All right, Dr. Mike, you ready for a blind ranking?
Oh, yes, I am.
All right. We got this blind ranking from Rev Dan.
All right.
And there are going to actually be 6 options instead of 5.
6 options.
So you get one
let me guess. It's about poker.
No. Here's what he wants to know. Who would you most like to throw dice with?
Ooh, okay.
Okay. And that's pretty broad, right? But
yeah,
I will narrow it down for you based on the names that he provided. Okay.
Okay.
These are all real people, all still alive. There's some association with gambling, and they are all sports figures.
Oh, all sports figures.
Yes.
See, now that really
that'll narrow it down.
Narrows it down quite a bit. Yeah. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Shoot them to me.
All right. Starting off, and these have been randomized. I threw it into the randomizer, as I always do. Here we go. Charles Barkley, 1 through 6, you got to rate.
Yeah, it's funny you put him first because
it's just randomized. I know.
2.
2. Okay, I'm not surprised. 2. You're leaving yourself a number 1 just in case.
Yeah, because I really do like Charles Barkley.
All right. Next, Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter. The one that got in trouble for the sports gambling. Yeah.
I think I'm going to put him at 6.
That's probably a good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be shooting dice.
I just wouldn't have that much confidence in him. I don't know.
All right. Next, Phil Mickelson.
Oof.
Famous golfer, known for gambling, maybe even some gambling trouble.
Yeah. Mom lived down the street from my office. Mom and Dad did in San Diego. Just to leave a blank, I'm going to put him at 4.
Okay.
I was going to say 5, but now I'm going to put him at 4.
Okay.
I just don't know how interesting he'd be to talk to.
Okay. I understand that. You're shooting dice with him. You want to know about some things? What kind of a talker he is? Okay.
He might be a little too intense.
Maybe, but he's pretty good with fans, isn't he? You know more about golf than I
do. Yeah, he's pretty good with fans. I don't know. He just seems like an intense kind of guy.
Okay. All right. Next, Michael Jordan.
See, now I knew he was going to be on there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a big gamble here and put him at 3.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping that my number 1 choice is there.
All right.
Okay. Although 2 and 3 could be switched really easily.
Okay. Yeah. So far we've got Charles Barkley at 2, Michael Jordan at 3, Phil Mickelson at 4, and Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter at 6. All right.
So I've got 1 and 5 open.
You got 1 and 5 open.
Yep. Okay.
Next, John Daly.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You didn't expect that, did you?
No, I didn't expect that at all.
So John Daly, also a golfer, probably in worse shape. Well, he's more controversial than Phil Mickelson. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll put him at 5.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to have him there because he'd probably get drunk and he'd probably say some outrageous stuff, which I would find hilarious. And he would be very entertaining to talk to. He probably got a lot of drunken stories.
I'm thinking maybe you are going to have wished you put him at number 1 because your last choice is Chauncey Billups, former Portland Trail Blazer coach, currently under investigation for working with the mob.
I'm sorry. You know who I was hoping would be on the list?
Who's that?
That I was going to put number 1, the person that I would love sports-wise to play craps with. Take a guess.
Shaq?
Yeah.
I thought maybe he's not really known for gambling, though.
He's not a big gambler.
That might have been the only reason you wouldn't have expected him is because he's not really associated with gambling. So.
But he would be a great person to sit next to and talk to.
Oh, yeah.
Just personality-wise. Well, him and Barkley on your list there would be the most interesting to me to sit next to.
Being
right. And then probably Michael Jordan, just because he is a gambler and, his being Michael Jordan. And I love basketball, so there you go. I got 3 basketball players there. Yeah, Chauncey Billups. He might have been right down there with Shohei
Ohtani's former let's say Ife Misuhara. All right, so here's your final results. You've been pretty good with these blind rankings. This one you're probably not too happy about, but number 1, Chauncey Billups. Number 2, Charles Barkley. Number 3, Michael Jordan. Number 4, Phil Mickelson. Number 5, John Daly. And number 6, Ipe Misuhara, Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter. There you go, Doctor.
Yeah, I didn't think about so much as Shaq not being on the gambling aspect of it. Now, if it was just sports people that I could get with who are alive, and I could talk to. Yeah, Shaq probably would have been.
Well, and the list might have been even broader in scope, right? Because if it's any sports figure and they aren't necessarily associated with gambling, well, think of how many sports figures you'd like to talk to.
Anyway. There'd be a lot of baseball players. Well, maybe I was holding that spot for Len Dykstra. I don't know.
Okay, maybe.
If he ever gets out of jail.
Hey, might be fun to play craps with.
Oh, I bet he would be. I bet Len Dykstra would be.
All right, Dan, thank you very much for the list. Hey, thanks to everyone who's been clicking through our Amazon link. Remember, whenever you're going to buy something through Amazon, please go to our page first. YouCanBetOnThat.com and click through our Amazon link towards the top of the page. That means it's voicemail time. First up is Dennis.
Hey now, just wanted to call in and give a trip report for Las Vegas. First time going in a while. We went on the weekend of Zorkfest. My brother, father, and mother and I were originally supposed to take Mom to go see her favorite Dolly Parton that weekend, but Dolly postponed. We were going to cancel the trip but decided to keep it because it was our father's birthday weekend, as if we needed an excuse for Vegas. Trip started off great. The flight attendants on Delta even brought him champagne since it was his birthday. While it was Zorkfest weekend, we couldn't abandon our parents to go to Zorkfest. Maybe next year we'll go by ourselves. We stayed at the Vidara, which is wonderful with that new completed walkway between Cosmo and the other hotels like the Bellagio and all that. For the first time ever happening to me, I walked up to the first table of the trip at the Cosmo. First shooter I bought in on hit the small, tall, and all, which helped us start the trip way up and likely avoided a trip to the ATM. We may or may not have had a ghost room at a Caesars property, which included 2 tickets to the rodeo. We know nothing about the rodeo, but what an amazing experience. They gave us perfect seats about 4 rows above the bulls. We had no idea what was happening, but it was extremely impressive, especially the bareback riders and the bull riders. Those cowboys are going to have some back issues for sure in about a decade. The NFR takes over the house that Tarkanian built at Thomas and Mack for like 10 straight sold-out nights, although one night was probably enough for us. We were way underdressed, as most patrons were dressed to the nines for Cowboy Christmas. We did see a concert at the Sphere instead of Dolly, which was an awesome experience, although Zach Brown played more brand new songs off the album that he had just released that day. I think the crowd was a little not sure what to do with those songs, but he did put on a great show, 2.5 hours, a lot of fun. We did go to a few meals at the Arts District. There's some wonderful independent restaurants there that my mother loves to go to, as she is a big foodie, and by the way, they're half the price of the strip restaurants and just as good, if not better. Side note, the Vegas City Council, in their infinite wisdom, decided to charge for parking on the street, and to our parents' shock, the MGM Gold Card does not get you free parking. We spent one night downtown watching our number 1 Indiana Hoosiers destroy the Buckeyes. Had a wonderful celebratory dinner at Hugo's. Perfect as usual. The highlight of the trip, of course, occurred when my little brother, the cooler, told me, get over here, get your rear to the craps table, when we were at the Planet Hollywood, and he recognized y'all's voices. None other than Mark and Dr. Mike were rolling bones on a crapless table. It was an honor to play with you guys on that craps table, even though the average shooter went 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 467, 827. It was brutal, but you know what? It was great conversation. Honor to play with you guys, and nice to meet you. Thanks for helping us have a wonderful trip. Bye for now.
Yeah, great to meet you, Dennis, and your brother Brent.
Yeah, we had a great time with them.
I think that was around the time my alcohol poisoning was starting to kick in, so I hope I didn't do anything stupid when saying anything stupid.
I think you were fine. I don't remember anything bizarre happening. The rodeo he was mentioning, it is actually something to see.
Yeah, you've gone before with Lynn?
I've been like 4 times.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's fun. I mean, I've been to rodeos, like small town rodeos and stuff, and they're fun too. A rodeo is always kind of a fun thing for me. I kind of enjoy watching it. But even if you knew nothing about rodeo, it is kind of interesting to see. I mean, it's
exciting.
Yeah, it's like when a guy gets on a wild horse or
it's anxiety inducing,
or riding
right?
a bull. It's like, oh my God. And you start screaming, and it goes from excitement to like, oh my God, he's going to get
like
killed.
Terror, right? The rodeo clowns are coming in. Are they going to get gored? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you just never know what you're going to see. It's kind of fun. Even things that aren't, well, they're all kind of dangerous, but like barrel racing and stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They're flying.
Oh, yeah.
And those horses are turning on a dime. It's like absolutely amazing. And team roping and stuff like that. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, I mean, even if you happen to have a room you're not using so you can go to the rodeo, I think that's well worth it.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, next call.
How's it going, Mark and Dr. Mike? I'm here with Jason, who won a
all tall small last week on Thanksgiving.
That's right. We just went to Caesars in Virginia, drove up an hour from Winston-Salem, and, just wanted to have a fun night. Jason can't say much about his wins, but...
It was house money.
Yeah. But I played roulette, and I walked out big. I came in with approximately $50, and I walked out with $185. I consider myself to be the roulette goat. I love roulette so much.
He's up on Sears Properties.
Exactly. Most of it will go into stocks, the rest into beer money and Chinese takeout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Congratulations.
I love Chinese takeout.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to spend, your winnings on something.
That's not a bad way to spend it. There's a place not too far from us. Well, it's actually about a 35-minute drive, but they have such good Chinese food.
Oh, that's great.
We drive over there just to go eat, as like we spend more time driving than we do actually eating, but it is very good Chinese food. Yeah. So authentic.
That's good to hear in your area.
Yeah, it's hard to find in our area. Yeah. Of course, they are opening up a fast food Chinese.
Panda Express?
Yeah, Panda Express.
Oh, okay.
They've opened up a Panda Express, freestanding Panda Express.
Wow. And that's closer to you?
Oh, yeah. It's like 20 minutes away. But, it's Panda Express.
Yeah.
They're the, Taco Bell of Chinese food?
Okay, maybe. I want to say that Panda Express might be closer to real Chinese food than Taco Bell is to real Mexican
food. Yeah, it probably is, but you get the idea.
Yeah. All right, next up is Nate with a 2025 recap.
Hey, Mark and Dr. Mike, this is Nate from Atlanta, and I wanted to give a brief recap of 2025 because it is by far the most gambling I've done, the most places I've visited, the most trips I've taken, etc. All in all, I visited 43 different casinos in 2025.
Nice.
And some of my general kind of notes and best of, the best room I stayed at any of these places was out at the Rampart/JW Marriott. Just an absolutely amazing room. The best food I had was at Best Friend at Park MGM. They had a birria ramen that I am absolutely going to go have every time I'm back out there. The best rules I encountered was kind of a toss-up. I had a great double-deck game out at Hamul. The rules were just fantastic. And then Wind Creek in Pennsylvania. They had really great rules on all their games. Even the electronic table games had surprisingly good rules. I hadn't seen like a 3-2 electronic blackjack. That surprised me. The best win overall was at Plaza playing blackjack. I hit my longest streak of wins ever there. The best bar I went to was Resorts World, that center bar there. Awesome bartender, awesome people around me. Watched the Falcons beat the Bills. Just a great time. The best show I saw was Zombie Burlesque. I wanted it to be Penn and Teller, but Zombie Burlesque was just so much fun. Now, on the other side of things, the most disappointing room I had was at Bellagio. Honestly, the room was nice, but not even close to worth what they were charging for it. Even though it was a reduced rate of some sort, it was just not a good room. The most disappointing meal I had also at Bellagio was at Mayfair Supper Club. The entertainment was good, but the food was quite mid, maybe a notch above Outback. Worst rules I encountered was bar top video poker at MGM Grand. I don't remember the pay table, but I remember being struck at how terrible it was. The worst loss I had was at Harris Cherokee on a trip I took last month. Everything we lost, every session, everywhere. It's the trip that swung me from a small win to a loss for the year. The most disappointing bar was actually the Palazzo High Limit Bar. It's kind of stale. Everyone's too spread out. There's no energy in there. If you go alone, it's just boring. And then the most disappointing show was none. I liked them all. They're great. So the best of the best. Best overall property, I wanted it to be Fontainebleau, but when I really thought about it, for me, it's Paris. The location's great. I like the rooms. I think actually the rooms are just as nice as Bellagio. Maybe not quite as nice, but for the price, way better. Everything there, being connected to Horseshoe, I really value that. And I love walking out of the casino floor right onto the strip. The place I'm most excited to go back to is Palms. I had a great time there for a nice little mini session. I really want to go stay there and check it out more. Red Rock would be the follower up there. The place I've never been to that I'm most excited to try out is either South Point or Virgin. Everyone seems to love South Point, but Virgin just seems really interesting to me. And then the next new place that I'm most excited to try out to that I've never been is Black Hawk. All of you guys and Tim talking about it just makes me really excited to go check it out and just see a different scene. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great 2026.
All right. Thank you, Nate. Thanks for that recap.
Yeah, that's actually a really good breakdown of different places. I was kind of surprised to hear Paris.
He's talking about location. He said the rooms are fine. Obviously, this is a subjective list in some ways, right? I love how he said he only used the word worst when it really was something objective, like worst rules, worst laws.
Right.
Everything else, the bad things, it was most disappointing, right? Most disappointing meal room, that kind of thing. But yeah, best overall property, Paris, again, location, rooms. I really don't like the casino at Paris. I don't know what it is. Low ceilings, dark. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of the atmosphere I'm not real fond of. But he brings up a great point. It's all in your perspective of, like he said, best value.
There you go. Right. It's not the nicest overall property might be Wynn, but you might not be staying there because, you can't afford it.
Fortune.
Right.
Yeah, right. You have to weigh all those things, and that's a personal thing, right? For some people, if they paid, $800 for a room, it'd be like, oh, so what? It's $800. Other people would be like, oh my God, that's half my bankroll or something on the room. I'd rather stay somewhere that's decent and costs a lot less. So perspective is a big thing when you're talking about best and worst.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's an example of somebody who's saying, well, hey, Paris was just fine. The rooms were good. And, I liked it there, even though, it's not the fanciest place in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, I like that because that's a good way to look at things.
All right. Next call.
Hey, Mark and Dr. Mike. This is David over in South Jersey. I came up with another good long shot craps bet. 3 doubles in a row. So that is about, 198 to 1. Probably could pay 150 to 1 if you wanted to be really ugly. And it would really take off if Monopoly started theming table games, because then it could be a get out of jail or go to jail bet. Anyway, loving the show. Glad you survived Vegas, and talk to you later.
Thanks. Yeah, I like that. Go to jail.
Yeah, that's right. If you roll doubles 3 times in a row in Monopoly, you immediately go to jail.
Right.
This actually would be a pretty good bet. Now, the chances of it happening are actually 1 in 216. Right? It's just 6 times 6 times 6, right? Because there are 6 ways to roll doubles out of the 36 rolls. So this would be all doubles, right? Not just hard ways, but also
like 2s and 12.
Right.
Yeah.
1 in 216. So a 200 to 1 payout would actually not be bad. That would have a 6.94% house edge. And if they wanted to be really greedy, they could go 175 to 1, which would be an 18.52% house edge. That seems more like what a casino would want. Those side bets, they like them to be around 20% house edge. So
right, but it's still enticing to a person, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I put $1 there, I can win 175. There'd be like betting every time, right?
Yeah, and it'd be easy enough to keep track of. The bet would go to a certain location, and every time doubles is rolled, they'd move it maybe to the next spot. So you could actually have multiple bets going on at the same time, different people.
Right. Well, it is a good idea, and it might be worth a try for some casino.
Yeah, it'd be easy
as a
enough
little
to
extra.
I think.
Maybe you have one bet for just any pair, and then you have one bet for a specific pair, like 3 2s in a row or 3 12s in a row.
Oh boy. All right. Now, you don't need to make it more complicated, Mike. I think this is good the way it is.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, David.
I just need more to think about when I'm at a craps table.
All right. I'll give you more to think about. Let's hear from our good friend, Melanie.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Dr. Mike. This is Melanie calling you from a ZooX, Z-O-O-X. It's an autonomous vehicle driving me from Fashion Show Mall to Excalibur here in fabulous Las Vegas. I'm sorry I missed you guys for Zorkfest. I got super sick, had a cough, and I lost my voice completely. Weirdly, Caesars, I had free rooms at Planet Hollywood booked, and I was very much looking forward to rolling the dice with you guys. I haven't been to M Resort. I think I have some free weekday rooms through Penn, which is the Ameristar. But yeah, weirdly, Caesar keeps sending me all these free rooms, and I actually was in San Diego as of this morning. Went to Harris Rincon, and it said free play, and I'm like, okay, it'll be $20. It was $200. And then it also offered a travel. Oh my God, this car is so wild, or whatever this thing is. Wow. It also offered me $150 in travel rebate. I could take it in cash, chips, or slot play. I'm like, of course I picked cash. So I had $200 of free play. I turned that into $210. So yeah, I left up quite a bit. So quite a nice property. Anyway, I am staying at the Link on another free Caesars offer. I do not know why they're giving me so much because I literally have 1,500 tier credits. I do not play there much. I don't love Caesars, but maybe I will after all the free stuff they're giving me, but it blows my mind. They won't give you and Mike free stuff. So anyway, about the Cripple Creek comment from, I think it was Wendell. Yeah, it looks like it's close on the map, but you have to go through Denver pretty much, and that's a real wild card. So I have not been to Cripple Creek. I really would like to go. My good buddy Sergio lives in Colorado Springs. So hopefully I'll get there sometime. But anyway, love the calls, love the show, love everything about it. Really appreciate the the people who called to check in, even though it's been a while. So hopefully you can hear me over this music. Yeah, really sorry to miss you guys over Zorkfest. I did have free rooms for F1 at Planet Hollywood. And also I had an offer from Ellis Island to watch the race for free. So I was like literally like basically curbside watching the race. Nice. Friday and Saturday night. Friday it rained a bit, and it was super cool watching these very fast cars kick up these rooster tails of rain or moisture or whatever. So all right, I will try and come up with some gambling report, but I've kind of been in gambling destinations and not doing a ton of gambling. So love the show, guys, and I hope you guys are great, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye.
All right. Thanks, Melanie. I felt like I was in the car with her.
Yeah.
Those ZooX, I guess the wait time for them is a little long right now. You know, there's these driverless vehicles that from Amazon. I think they're free right now. But at least online, I saw that the wait times might be a little long, but I'd be willing to try it.
Yeah. I mean, all these things when we were kids that we watched, like the Jetsons getting on, you know, something that drives them somewhere, some automated computer thing, are coming true.
Yeah. Love the Jetsons.
Yeah. Well, and movies like, what was the one where he went to Mars? You know, he gets in the cab and it's like a Jolly Cab or something that was called.
Total Recall.
Total Recall. That's it. Yeah. It's like an animatronic guy.
It's like
driving.
a robot.
So that would be much more fun if they had.
That's true. They need a robot up there. Hi. Yeah. Where to? Circus. Oh.
And you can ask for certain accents or something. You know, do you want a driver from India? Do you want a driver from Boston? That would be fun.
Well, glad to hear you're feeling better, Melanie. Yeah, she left me a message before Zorkfest. She did not sound good, so I'm glad she's doing better.
Yeah, she has what we're all getting anyway, going around. She just had it early working at a hospital. I'm sure she gets everything.
All right, next call.
Good morning, Mark, and good morning, Dr. Mike. This is the Bipsic Man calling to wish you both a happy and healthy 2026, and, of course, it wouldn't hurt to wish you both a lucky 2026. This has been my luckiest year yet in Las Vegas and elsewhere. I made it to Vegas 6 times and to Cherokee 3 times, plus a couple other casino locations as well. Other than the airport caca, I prefer to fly 4 hours to Vegas instead of the 2-hour drive to either Cherokee Casino in North Carolina. Why? I'll explain that in a moment. I want to broach a subject that surprisingly you've not discussed or brought up in the past. We'll call this a very small kvetch. Last week marked 57 years since I first went to Vegas. It used to be that no matter what casino, there was always a coffee shop in which you could grab a stool or a chair and sit down and order a delicious burger with fries and a milkshake or a lox platter or Even better, a hot corned beef or a hot pastrami sandwich on rye with deli mustard or Swiss, lean or fatty. But no longer is that the rule. The best corned beef in Vegas is at New York, New York, or the Del Mar Deli at South Point, or Fisher's Deli, which is in Henderson, where one can find a darn good lox platter as well. And a black and white cookie, come to think of it. Okay, enough venting. I prefer Vegas over Cherokee and most every other casino venue since my gambling has narrowed to playing craps at a crapless craps table. I only make place bets, and I take advantage of the large payoffs on the 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, and midnight, which I always buy. The Vegas casinos charge you a 5% juice on buying the outside numbers, but only when the outside numbers win. Cherokee and other casinos charge a 5% vig when you bet. Do the math and you can see the difference. Cherokee's house has about a 5% advantage, while the Vegas casinos have an edge of about 1 to 1.5%. It pays for the airfare. I've listened to your podcast for about 3 years, starting with your very first podcast and going forward. I always enjoy your show, and I offer you congratulations on you coming up to yet another milestone, number 350. Signing off, this is Bipsic Man.
All right, thanks very much. Yeah, 350. Bit of a milestone here. Congratulations, Dr. Mike.
Yeah, thank you. I think we talk quite a bit about not having any cafes and stuff.
You know, I thought we had talked about it on the show. If we haven't, you and I certainly have talked about it quite a bit, just amongst ourselves. The lack of coffee shop, 24-hour, what you would call a coffee shop, just a place where you can get a real simple meal 24 hours a day. And I know I brought it up at Podcasters After Dark. There was some question about the good old days or whatever. Yeah, on the Strip, I don't know of any. Downtown now, there's still Magnolias at Four Queens, where you and I used to go all the time. I mean, we had a lot of meals there, to the point where the Keno runners, you know, knew exactly what numbers we picked, right? We were going so often back in the 90s.
Well, we had one on this last trip during Zorkfest, right? That was 24/7, the deli.
Yeah, but that wasn't a coffee shop. That wasn't a sit down, take your order.
It wasn't
big menu.
Right, play some Keno.
Yeah, this was a counter thing.
It's probably the closest, though, we've had to that in a long time.
Yeah, the closest, but I won't say it's close. Because I really miss the sit down, hey, guys, you want coffee? You know, is the prime rib special still going on? No, I'm just going to have a club sandwich, you know.
Right. Remember at Caesars, or not Caesars, excuse me, at
Stardust?
At Harris.
Oh, no,
Harris. At Harris.
Yeah, Harris. Oh, yeah.
When they had that nice coffee shop, and now it's the kind of food court thing.
Oh, that was one of my favorites.
We went
Harris.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was 24/7 because you could just pop in there and sit down and have something to eat at 4 a.m. or, you know, whenever you wanted before you went to bed or whatever. Yeah, I miss that a lot because, gosh, if you get hungry at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. now in Vegas, I mean, you have to find a place.
If you're in the casino,
it's not like, every casino has one.
You might have to walk outside and find a McDonald's open or Denny's or something. Yeah, this is one where I will join you in the get off my lawn, old man banter, because I do wish that the 24-hour coffee shop had not gone away, at least on the Strip.
I'll bring something up real quick. You and Paul and I were sitting at Magnolia's, and I ordered the plate of hash browns.
Yeah, what you ordered came with hash browns, but then you ordered an additional side order of hash browns, correct?
Yeah, and I was saying to the waitress how it's never enough, and I love hash browns. And she brought out this plate that was just an ungodly amount.
It was too many hash browns.
It was like a mountain of hash browns. Oh, I don't know if she did that on,
she might have, because it was way too much. It was
huge. I ate them.
Yeah, well,
but we laughed about that and joked. Yeah, I didn't want to look like an idiot. Just something funny amongst 3 guys who are having something to eat at an ungodly hour.
Well, let's tell one more story, and maybe we've said it on the show before. I don't know, but about Magnolias. We used to go to Las Vegas all the time in the 90s, constantly. And we would stay at Four Queens. Weekly. Yeah, there were some junkets that we could get through Four Queens where we get free airfare and everything. We just have to play there for a while. And we would always go to Magnolia's, and you would play a 20 spot. and maybe something else for the Keno.
I always played a 20 spot and a 4 spot.
You went with your dad one time, and you didn't want your dad to know how often you had been going to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And you were sitting at Magnolia's. I know this is your story, but I'll keep telling it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're sitting at Magnolia's, and you fill out your form, and the Keno runner comes by, and she looks at your thing, and she says, "Oh, the usual." And she walks away. And your dad looks at you like, "What did she say?" And you said, she looked at my Keno ticket and said, "Oh, that's unusual," because she doesn't see that very often. That was your way of covering for yourself, because you were so well known at the casino. Oh, the usual.
I know. Oh, the usual. Do you remember her, the Keno runner?
Oh, vaguely. I remember it was the same one. Yeah.
Remember she was older.
Yeah, kind of had a cigarette voice.
Oh gosh, she had a real deep cigarette voice, like somebody who smoked for 50 years.
Yeah.
Hey boys, how's it going? You have the usual? Oh God. Yeah, I was so close. Luckily, I was young then and I could think better, and I got off a good line really quick. Yeah. Oh, she said, that's unusual.
The only other thing I'll say about Bipsic Man's call, he was talking about crapless craps. Yeah, if you have to pay the VIG up front, crapless is terrible. Just awful. What makes crapless good is only having to pay the VIG on wins on those extreme outside numbers. So, yeah, craps player beware. We've got a few more phone calls. I think I'll save them for next time. I know I said that last time as well, but we're going to be back into our every 2 week cadence here. So I think we'll be able to get caught up on our phone calls on our next episode.
Barring any illnesses or whatever.
Correct. You're recovering from an illness. Maybe you can hear it, folks, in his voice a little bit.
Yeah,
not
a little bit. That's probably what Melanie had, the same, flu, cough, cold, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, that will do it for this episode. We want to thank some people for some recurring donations. From Brian and Sarah, from Josh, from Crap Vegas, from Brian Dancer, from James, from Jeremy at the Color Up YouTube channel, and from the International Brotherhood of Gobbling Donkeys. Thank you very much for those recurring donations.
Yeah, speaking of which, the Brotherhood of Gobbling Donkeys sent me 4 copies of a children's book that is about a dog who it's related to saving your money, how much you should save and how much you should spend and how much you should donate to charities and things like that. Basically, how to budget your money. That would be a perfect book to read to like a 4th or 5th grader,
Good.
So I really appreciate that. That is something that not only is very thoughtful, but is very much needed in our society, I think.
Practical education, right?
Yeah.
Things that
practical education.
Yeah.
That is very, very important, because without those kind of things, life takes different turns. So
we also got a donation from podcast favorite John B. Another Karma donation. Just got back from Zorkfest, and I'm packing again for my last trip of the year weekend getaway, December 18th through the 21st, with my significant other. Staying at Caesar's Palace for the first time, checking out holiday bars, and not spending a ton of time gambling. Well, hopefully you had a great trip. Thank you, John B.
Yeah. John he's in Vegas a lot.
Oh, yeah. He's just nonstop.
Yeah.
Attends all the events. Yeah. He even, had a panel at Zorkfest. Yeah. Also, a donation from listener Robert. He says, love the show. Thank you very much, Robert. We also got a donation from our friend Todd Goddess. He says, keep $10 for the show and the rest for Mike's school fund in Caledonia. Thanks, guys, for another year of great episodes. Todd.
Thank you, Todd. And Todd grew up, we're in southeast Minnesota.
Yeah.
He grew up in southwest Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows how these small towns go with things and people and stuff. So, yeah, I thanked him, and he said, just something for the kids, because I know how that goes.
Well, continuing on here, now our good friend Tara, she sent some winter coats to the school. Is that right?
Yep. She said she saw some on sale, children's winter coats. So she bought some and sent them directly to the school. So,
That's
gosh, that
fantastic,
really
yeah.
helps. And sometimes it's not even just, somebody needs a coat. It's like some kid lost theirs that day or whatever. And so we give them something to wear home. They bring it back the next day and then somebody else uses it and things like that. But yeah, another greatly appreciated. Goes to show, Mark, how people who enjoy gambling as a form of entertainment are actually very, very good people.
Yeah.
I run into people who say, "Oh, gambler."
You're right.
Like you're a deviant or, there's something really bad about you. And to be honest, it's the exact opposite.
Certainly that's been our experience, in this community.
Some of the most giving people. So when you run into one of those people and they say something, they give you that look, say, "Let me tell you a story."
Yeah. And we also got a very generous donation for your school, Mike, from listener Ryan.
Very generous donation, yes. Just unbelievable. It'll go to very, very good use.
Ryan included an email. He was talking about going to a Texas card house. I'm going to read what he wrote here. It says, it's a private club, membership fee, either $10 for the week or $30 for a month. There is no rake at the table, but you have to buy time for your seat. $14 an hour for the cash games. Yeah, you don't see that as much anymore where you're like renting your seat. But that used to be a little more common in poker rooms. He goes on to say, I had heard that games in Texas play bigger than others at given stakes. I played 1-2 No Limit Hold'em, and it played about as expected. Pre-flop action ranged from $5 to $50 opens, went up from there on later streets, and they played a $5 bomb pot every dealer change. I played pretty tight for an hour and doubled my $300 buy-in. Oh, well, very good. Congratulations, Ryan, and thank you again.
Yes. It seems like you especially have delved into quite a bit of poker play lately.
Oh, yeah, that's my big new thing, poker.
Yeah. Good. Well, you're good at it.
Thanks, Dr. Mike.
You are very good at it, and you enjoy it. So, and you build camaraderie.
Oh, yeah, very social kind of a thing, especially when you're playing with, the same people over and over.
Yeah, and that's good as we get older.
Oh, yeah, sometimes it's harder to meet people when you're older. Yeah, for sure.
Well, you're not going to work. You're not meeting people at work. Right. You're not hanging out too many places. So this is just another way to meet newer people.
Yep. All right. Hey. You can buy merchandise for You Can Bet on That and for the Better Life at bettermerch.com. That's BETTOR merch.com. You'll find a link for that at the top of our webpage. Also on our webpage, you'll find a list of all the gambling-related shows coming up on American television in the next 2 weeks at youcanbetonThat.com/TV-listings. If you're looking for a movie to watch, check out our list of gambling-related movies at youcanbetonThat.com/movies. We'd love to hear from you. Call our voicemail hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 951-2-WAGERS.
9512-WAGERS.
Or you can email us at youcanbetonThat@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter at YouCanBetOnThat and on Facebook at facebook.com/YouCanBetOnThat. All right, Dr. Mike, what do you got?
Oh, I failed to mention that I got a T-shirt from
Casino
Vegas.
Tears?
Casino Tears.
Yeah. I sent him your address.
Yes, that is a class operation, Mark.
Oh my gosh.
They had letterhead paper. They had what do they call it? It's like a stamp, like in the olden days where they'd stamp something, like a crest or something that, went on there that was stamped, not just ink, but it was like raised,
Yeah.
Wow.
They've got a billboard in Las Vegas for crying out loud.
I was so impressed. Lynn's like, who are these people? So quick shout out to them. Thank you so much. I will be wearing that shirt quite a bit.
Nice.
People will be asking, what's that? And I'm like, it's what it says it is.
Yeah, exactly. You go to the casino and you cry.
Yeah. Hey, I also wanted to talk about these college football games.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it funny? The NCAA and, I guess the networks, everybody wanted to have a big playoff where, they hit these top 12 teams against each other. And, hopefully it gets down to one playing two and 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the final four. And what do they end up with? They end up with a 1, a 4, a 5, and a 10 seed.
Whenever teams are seeded, this is with the basketball championship as well, right? There's always controversy. The controversy this year, which I kind of agree with, is how come Alabama made it, Notre Dame didn't make it? And that kind of played out the other night with Alabama.
Right.
So there's always going to be controversy. But, that's what people like to do. They like to talk about it and what should have happened and what is happening, and it generates a conversation.
Don't get me wrong. I love that they have a playoff now because it's more games for me to watch and they're exciting. But I also love the fact that it creates so much controversy.
Yeah, I kind of get a kick out of it too.
Miami's in the final. I would love if Miami made it to the final game.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or won the whole thing, which could happen, right?
Sure.
I mean,
anything could happen in a single football game.
Right. It's not like a 7-game series or something. Then it'd be a little easier to say who's going to win. But I just love it. They try and get rid of controversy, and there's just no way.
It'll always be there, sure.
And they shouldn't get away with it. It's what makes it fun. Yeah. It makes it fun to not argue.
Yeah, and I don't think they're intentionally trying to be controversial. It's just matters of opinion and politics. Yeah, that's a lot of it
politics.
Too. So, that's always.
But I don't blame Notre Dame for being mad.
I don't either.
I just love all the controversy. I shouldn't say controversy. It's not really controversy. It's just banter back and forth.
Yeah, sports fans love talking, arguing about sports.
Right. And that's always kind of a fun thing. And at the end of the year, you forget about it and reset for next year.
Reset.
So, yep. I wanted to bring one last thing up, Mark. I was reading where some sports prognosticator had picked for the Super Bowl the Green Bay Packers to play the San Diego Chargers.
Okay, now this was at the beginning of the season.
No, this was like a week ago.
A week ago. And he used the word San Diego Chargers?
Oh, excuse me. He used the word.
O-M-G.
He used the word Los Angeles Chargers. Okay. But
yeah, in
my heart, they're always
all right.
Anyway, I just immediately had to show Lynn, look, this guy actually thinks the Chargers are going to be in the Super Bowl. Oh, my God, he should have his license removed.
Just this guy. What do you mean this guy?
It was some guy who...
Somebody on TV?
No, it was written. It was an article.
Okay.
And it had a bunch of sportscasters, guys who are supposedly in the know, picking who they think what the Super Bowl will be.
I'd watch that.
And one of the guys picked them.
Yeah,
I'd watch it too. Oh, I'll watch it, whoever plays. But I just found it funny. It was the Chargers.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck.
Yeah. Anyway, the playoffs start next weekend and college basketball's heating up.
Yep.
It looks like I've got at least one, if not 2 games every week of San Diego State that I can actually watch on my TV.
Oh, good.
They keep me up late, Mark.
Yeah, that's what's nice about being out here on the West Coast. I don't have to stay up.
Yeah, you don't have to stay up too late, but I make up for it. There's nap time.
I'm sure there is. All right. Happy New Year, everybody. We will talk again in 2 weeks.
Have a wonderful new year and blessings all year long.
To Laughlin.
Loveland.
To Laughlin?
To Laughlin.
I'm good.